Yo, what's up, people? It's your boy, the Kryptonian Satan here, bringing you a review for One Piece chapter 354. And before I go into the chapter, I don't do this often. I want to talk about something that's in the SBS corner. And the reason why I wanted to do this is I knew I wasn't crazy, okay? If you guys remember back during the Water 7, not Water 7, the Sky Island, Skypiea arc, I talked about the fact that I was like, man, damn, I was like, Nami's kind of being used for some fan service, man. But one of the things that I kind of pointed out was Nami appeared to be curvier than usual. And I was just like, what the hell's going on, right? And that's something I have been noticing very gradually ever since that chapter where I kind of freaked out. I was like, oh my God, she has boobs. Like, wow. Like, right? So you have this moment where, as I'm reading this SBS Corner, where two readers asked Oda for the measurements of Nami and Nico Robin, I learned something very interesting. I knew Robin was taller than Nami, but I didn't know she was 6'2". And so that was interesting. That was really interesting. Nami being 5'5" is about the average height for, you know, most women. At least I feel, right? Like I feel like most women, in my experience, between 5'5", 5'7", 5'8", somewhere around there. So that was pretty cool. I don't know if that's Oda's way of showing that, like, Nico Robin, because she's 6'2", which puts her on the taller scale for a woman, and because she has the devil fruit, that's why. Like, I'm not saying the devil fruit is why she's taller, but just showing that, like, hey, like, just how, you know, we have a woman on this crew who has a devil fruit, that makes her special. A woman over 6 feet, and I'm guessing these measurements are without the shoes and stuff, so a woman over 6 feet, that's not super common. So I like how you have, like, the average woman and the above average, and both of them are special. Now, the other thing is we get the measurements. And I thought this was hilarious because when Oda calls in the resident straw hat pervert, Sanji, the guy who doesn't need a scope in order to see that Nami doesn't have her shirt on, right? And he just sees boobies. So I thought that was interesting. You get the measurements. Nami, 5'5". Her bust is 37.4. Waist is 21.7. Hips are 33.5. Robin, bust is 39 inches. Waist 23, hips 35. And looking at that, it makes sense because, you know, Robin's hips are a little bigger and her breasts, I kind of see that. But that was interesting. I didn't see that kind of coming. The only thing I have, and I'm going to get in a chapter after this, you know, the only thing I have is, you know, the waist, man. Like, that's one of those moments where maybe you look at it from a real life perspective and you go, damn, a 20-inch waist, wow. You know, because body image and everything. And I've got some female viewers, and I felt like that was kind of important. Just kind of throw that out. You know, we have, like, stuff where you got body shaming and everything. And I just wanted to kind of point out how Oda kind of contributes to it a little bit, but at the same time, it's just like, whatever, right? Like, that's part of the reason why I do prefer the female designs in Fairy Tail, because I feel that while a lot of them have super huge boobs, if you just look at the hips and waist measurements and everything, it's a little closer to what you can actually expect. You know, some of them are super small, but, you know, as the series has gone on, you know, they've actually gotten closer to a more realistic size. Granted, the boobs have gotten super big, so don't get me wrong on that. But I just want to kind of point that out. And I'm pretty early in One Piece, so I can't even make a comparison. Oda might fix this as it goes forward. But all that's done and out the way, you know, later on I'll do a video on just, you know, anime women and all the, you know, figures and everything, realistic, unattainable. I'll do that later. But chapter 354, for those of you who stuck around this long, I want you guys to have a hashtag get on with it. Just drop that down in the comment section below, or I might leave a comment and you guys just kind of go there. So with that being said, chapter 354, really enjoyed this chapter. I like how, as it opens up, we see Tom saying, man, you don't understand. If you execute me, I'm doing big things for this island. Real big things. We're going to do it bigly. And because I have this big plan, if you kill me, you're going to doom this island. The people here, they constantly worry about the island sinking down under the sea. A tidal wave might wipe it out. You know, because of everything that's going on, we're not the center of trade anymore. I'm going to do big things to this island. I'm going to make a train. The train is going to run on the sea. This train is not going to need a log. It's going to be navigate from island to island to island. I'm going to have train tracks. Oh, you think that the train tracks will be washed away as soon as they're the sea? I have an answer for that. I have an answer for the Neptunians too. But I'm going to need 10 years to build this shit. And when I build it, it's going to revitalize everything in Water 7. It's going to put these people back to work. And that's why you shouldn't kill me. I'll even connect it to Enies Lobby. Like, I'll even do that. And sure enough, this works. And the reason why I was talking like that is because it's almost like he was being a politician, man. He was being a politician, and he was like, oh shit, they're going to execute me. And I think there was some sincerity coming into it to where he's like, I want to do the right thing for this city. I want to do the right thing. These are my people. I can't die. I have unfinished business. So I felt like that much was sincere. But at the same time, I do think that he laid it on a little thick because I'm not saying he is a politician, but he had to get in political mode because it was fucking serious. And even Kokoro has to say, I thought you were going to be executed. And hopefully by the time all this is over, after the 10 years, maybe, just maybe, they'll forget about this Gold Roger nonsense and you can live. Obviously, Tom is dead, so I mean, they probably executed him a little afterwards. But I thought that that was very telling how Frankie gets super pissed and he's like, I don't get how they automatically say you should die because you built Gold Roger's ship. That makes no sense to me. And these idiots were going along with it. And this is where we can start seeing Frankie and Tom. Not Frankie and Tom, Frankie and Iceberg. They're starting to split a little bit. You know, like their first interaction as far as this flashback goes, they're already on opposite sides, but you can start seeing a little split, and yet there's, you know, love there, okay? And I feel like Iceberg, hearing from Tom, like he's still a co-worker, he's still a brother in arms, if you will. He's very talented. Don't cast him aside. I feel like that's probably the glue that keeps the relationship together, especially if Frankie and Iceberg saw Tom die. I can see that. I can see that kind of working. But I like how Oda just shows us this huge progression. We get, you know, Frankie's battleship number 9 at one point, which means that he's continued building on. But we see them working in all the seasons. There's some snow at one point, and it just shows the hard work and labor. And this is one of those chapters where when you do this, right, it's an artistic touch. But when you do this and you have like no words and you just see the faces and you're shading it in like this, there's a huge effect on the reader, because the way Oda does his flashbacks is there is like a little bit of shading, but it's not heavily shaded like this, and you got like the little black frames and stuff, so it makes you aware that you're in a flashback. But the way that the manga was colored at this point, stylistically, as you read it, that scene right there just stands out. And I feel like this was more so done artistically to grab the reader's attention and then make them go back to it and slow down. Because it's very easy to just read the dialogue and then keep going. But when you get to stuff like this where there's a story being told, but there's no words, it's very important to just slow down and appreciate everything. And by having those heavy colors, it makes you automatically stop and say, whoa, what the hell? And once that happens, it's a trick in the human brain. Once that happens, you automatically start taking in, it's a reset button. You automatically start taking in everything that's on the page. And so now you're catching the small details that you might have overlooked if you're reading this very quickly, just trying to get to the end of the flashback, or to see if there's some action going on, or just to find the next dialogue. Similar to what goes on when you're actually writing a story, where dialogue is the easiest thing for people to read. And so if you got these huge chunks of text and then you got dialogue down at the bottom, one of the things that, you know, as a up-and-coming writer, or as somebody who has an agent or has an editor, they'll tell you, like, make sure you layer in your dialogue easier, because when people speed read, they go for dialogue first. or they skim through the text and they get intimidated. And I would challenge you to ask yourselves this, like if you have to read something for school or something, where if you just have huge chunks of text, if it doesn't intimidate you somewhat, and if you're more likely to pick something up as you start reading through it and you just see the dialogue passages and they're short and it's just like boom, 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 because it's easier to read at that point. So this is the same thing being done. So very nice trick. I appreciated that. And part of me, because Tom isn't around right now, part of me was wondering, why did he just say 10 years? Why not give yourself some extra time? And I think part of the reason for it is he was just being honest, like, I need 10 years to complete this. And he's confident enough in his own skills. He can get done in 10 years. And at the same time, I was just like, dude, you got these 2 apprentices here. In 10 years, can you really prepare them for what's going to happen? That was interesting, man. It really reminds me of, I would say, Injustice. I know this is mainly an anime channel, but I do love comic books. And I left out the Superman and Flash playing checkers, not checkers, chess, when Usopp and Frankie were having their back and forth and their ideological belief, right? Where basically, like, Usopp's like, would you leave a friend on a deathbed? And Frankie's like, that you're changing the subject. Barry Allen and Clark Kent were playing chess, and they're arguing about the different debates. Superman is dominating the world. He has his own government going on. And the Flash is like, you're right, we can eliminate crime. People are doing these horrible things. So if we automatically police them, that's cool. But should we take away cigarettes? If we take away cigarettes, people can't smoke. Therefore, they can't get cancer. At what point do you draw the line? And Superman's like, that doesn't matter. You're changing the subject. And it's the same thing with that. So the reason I said this reminds me of Justice is Frankie says 10 years. And everyone around him, Kokoro, Frankie, Iceberg, they know this guy's going to die, right? It's going to be executed. And Kokoro's got hope, right? She's got hope that people forget. And Tom is reminding me of Commissioner Gordon when he finds out from Superman that he's got cancer and he's going to die soon. And so he's speaking to Barbara Gordon. And these are total spoilers. I'm sorry, but I'm just saying this. I know a lot of you guys who watch these videos don't know much about comics, so that's why I'm going this in depth. But basically, Commissioner Gordon tells Barbara Gordon, a.k.a. Oracle, hey, I got cancer. I know Bruce Wayne is Batman. I know you're Oracle. I've always known it. I need to know what the fuck is going on right now. I'm going to die soon. And Kokoro is acting in the same way that Oracle was, or Barbara Gordon, where she can't fully process it and she's holding on to the silver lining. Just as the same way that Kokoro's like, maybe they'll forget. So this was really, really key. This was interesting. And I like how Kokoro is operating the ship after it's built. And people go from he's a criminal to, oh shit, I want to ride this thing. So that was really, really good. Overall, very good chapter. No, this is probably more unorthodox as far as my reviews go. So small apology for that, but I didn't want to break up the opening into a separate video. Just want to kind of add that into that. But overall, very good chapter. Let me know what you guys thought down in the comment section below. What part of this flashback impressed you the most? That'll be my chapter question. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, hit that like button as it really helps out the channel. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. Don't forget to share. Thank you for watching Kryptonian Saiyan, guys. Have an awesome day.